Greetings, salam, anybody that might tune in and watch this. Many of us have been conditioned to think time flows in a linear way. Time never flows in a linear way. Time goes in all directions. So you might think of your past as already existing and keeps on existing, and the future keeps on existing, and the future is not definite. So you might get insight about something bad that might happen in the future, but that does not mean it's definite. There's also room for you to change it because the future is not certain. We have many futures. Our future can change just like our past can change. Like our present situations and circumstances that we are in, many of us think that this is the end of it and there's no other way out. Just the same way you created the present situation, you can change the future circumstances of the things that you go through. Don't let your current situation determine the reality you want, because just as you experience the reality that you think you don't deserve, you created that reality, which means you can also create a better reality. And you can also try to think about the good things that you have achieved in the past and remember the feeling you had when you achieved those good achievements or the things that you desired, and try to embark on such a quest, enacting those emotions, creating the future that you want, because it's just that simple. But it takes time, because for the things you experience in the present, it's your past mentality and thinking that created those circumstances. They did not occur randomly. Just like it took time for it to happen, it also takes time for you to change it. That's why I'm saying don't let your present circumstances determine your future. Some may think that their life is sad, but it's just how they see their life. Some may think that their life is beautiful. It's just how they see a life. Someone else might say that someone who thinks their life is beautiful as their life is miserable or is not fulfilling. But it all depends on where we are looking from. What my eye sees is not the same which another eye sees. So my happiness cannot be your happiness, and another person's fulfillment cannot be my fulfillment. And us trying to imitate other people's achievement and fulfillment is just deceiving, which makes us forget how we constantly make our own reality and think that our current situation which we are in, since it's not like the person who we are admiring to be like, we think that we are doomed or something like that. But no, we are not the same. Your thinking structure cannot be the same as another person's thinking structure. Time is not definite as they think time is, because time also changes. Time depends with your state of awareness, because depending on how aware you are, the time will flow differently. So your present situation, you can undo it, but you have to clean yourself mentally and see what you really want. Most of the things we do desire do happen, but we realize this is not what we wanted. We don't notice that we achieved what we wanted. So it's better to know what you want first before you think that you have not achieved anything. And the present situation is just like a gift. It depends how you invested in that circumstance. Since time expands in all directions, you can change the path of your future. Let's say you dreamt about that if you took a taxi going to this route in a town, you will have an accident, and that will make you change. You'll walk that day. That doesn't mean that that future did not happen. That future did happen. You saw the future. If you took the taxi, you would die or something like that in an accident. But because you saw the future and you acted differently, you chose another path to experience a different future. The present moment or the present situation and circumstances which you think you're in is not definite, because there's always more, and this universe is always changing. Nothing is constant. It depends with the mental structure which you have. Since time expands in all direction, what my mentality is about time is not your mentality about time or your experience. Just like we might be born in the same hour, the same minute, having being being under the same astrological sign, but our inner reaction to environment does not mean we will be the same. People are different. It doesn't matter if they are born even the very same second, or they were conceived the very same second. They will have different characteristics. That's why even identical twins do change, because we are not glued to most of us think that we react to our environment, but it's the other way. Our environment reacts to us, and we need to awaken that understanding. It takes time and patience. By observing yourself and your actions, you can learn how to see such things. Doesn't mean that if you want to be a billionaire, you'll be in a day or something like that, but changing yourself, being worth what you want, you can definitely get it. So don't let the present circumstances determine your future. Don't let the present situations which may be portrayed in the media or your friends or in any other place determine your decisions. Your family may not be going along with what you think is best for you or what you think is best for them, but it's their life. You have to do what is best for you to live the best future you have. Don't live your life for somebody else. Live your life for yourself. Don't let the media pull you into their society where you go around and around not noticing what you want, wasting your life. What I want is not what you want. So the best thing is first realizing what you want, and that will be your present. But if you keep on going, you don't know what you want, in the spending mentality of getting money, buying this and that, or it can be in any situation, because we are all glued to addiction in one way or another through programming by the media. And for those that have seen the royal actors and many other actors, not just the royal family, and there are many factors that used to condition our mind so that we stay locked out of our true potential. And that's what makes us think that we are doomed because of our present situations. If you have no reason to live, you'll find a reason to die. It's simple as that. Don't think that somebody died because a baby died because you feel pity, that the baby did not experience the life because he died young. That baby might just have wanted to experience physical life because his part of perception and reality is beyond that. Maybe it comes from a different reality where he was just seeking to experience physicality, but we try to put our own perception into other people's perception, which kind of limit our reality and makes us not all inclusive to other people's ideas. When it comes to this corona vaccine or any other type of thing that may be popping in the near future, just remember, don't let your present circumstances determine your future. The future is always happening, and there are many futures. You just have to decide which one you want to, because you are a multidimensional being who lives in parallel realities that keeps on going and going to infinity. You can choose any of that situation which may be your future. Like I always say, there's a reality where I'm not talking on Facebook Live. The same way, if you think you are poor, there's a reality which you are rich. You just need to focus your thought current and your intention on what you desire in order to achieve it. But it takes time. Just like it took time to create your present situation, it will take time for you to get rid of your present situation and replace it with another situation. And basically, whatever is in your mind becomes your environment. Time is just a effect. It's not what really people think they see. Time, you don't really go through time. Like you exist in all the realities that you are tied to, but you have only focused your consciousness in the body and in this time. But you can go into yourself or higher different states where you see time differently, where you play with time. And that's the kind of reality which we will be getting into, because the future, when they talk about human ascension and all that, it's just people getting in contact with their higher selves, and those that will not be able to be in contact with their higher selves will be trapped in what they call hell. Many people do think that this thing about hell is all made up. Hell is real, but it's not like the Bible says it or how preachers portray it to be like. Hell is real because everybody will be judged according to who they are, because you cannot go to the realms of gods having demonic mentalities, because in such a state whatever you think becomes your reality in a very instant way, more than in physical life. So some people will kill themselves, which will think that they are dying because they are of judgment and all that, just because they are not ready to go to the other reality, and they'll be trapped in hell. Some people who are too evil for them to cleanse themselves and be lighter in order to ascend into higher realities will be dragged down so that they be recycled. Just like when some products in a manufacturing company becomes too spoiled, they have to recycle it. Some may just get a little patch here and there and they release it for the market. Others, they are beyond repair, they just recycle it back and make something new out of it. Don't let your consciousness be recycled. Don't lose your identity because you get trapped by the propaganda and all these tools that are here to deceive us and make us lose the identity of what we truly are. The judgment will be about the earth not relying on the sun for us to create our reality. For those that will not be able to create their reality without the sun, they will be sucked in what they call a black hole and they lose their identity. That's what I call the recycling. But it's not judgment of evil and bad like basically people portray it. But all those aspects of evil, good and bad will determine where you go. So look at your present circumstances and determine your future. And with this, I'd say peace, love, harmony, unity. Because all these things are what glue everything together, even what we call negative. So, till another day, be blessed. Bye.